Alright, so today I'm going to be doing something I haven't even done before. I'm actually going to be making or prepping today some bacon.
Crackling bacon. It is delicious, it's good for me, it's a perfect way to start the day.
Using this uncured pork belly from my friends at Porter Road, I'm going to basically use some ingredients, and we're going to turn this into bacon, and then we're going to smoke it in about a week. So let's go ahead and get started.
You ready? Let's go!
One of the main ingredients is this Prague Powder. This is what actually helps preserve the meat. I got this from Hoosier Hill Farm. Like I said, actually never used this before, so it should be interesting. Alright, so first it calls for about 3/4 cup of distilled water. I don't have quite that much in here. But I basically didn't have no distilled water, so I just basically boiled the heck out of this. It's cooling down now, and I'm going to basically now use that half a teaspoon of this Prague Powder. Next it calls for 4 teaspoons of kosher salt. The only thing I'm worried about is this kosher salt is I have the granulated version versus the anodized, but you know what? I'm not really worried about it. We'll try it out and see. Next, it calls for 4 teaspoons of black pepper. So I'm gonna put that in there. That seems like enough to me, so I'm actually gonna go do 3. Call me a weirdo. Next, it calls for 6 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. So I'll probably get 5 in there. I don't know if I need to go completely 6. This will be number 5. So I am changing up the recipe a little bit. I do it based on my perception, what I think is going to work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? But stir this up. Still got a little bit more to cool down, and then basically what I'm going to do is get this pork belly. Well, first I get the ingredients into the bag, and then I'm going to put the pork belly, uncured pork belly, in behind it, and we're going to let that set up, flipping it each day for 5 to 6 days, and then we'll smoke it. So interested to see how this turns out. All right, I get my pork belly in the bag. I know basically they called for putting the sauce in there first, but I wanted to make sure the pork belly even fit in there. So I'm just gonna, since it's all cooled down now, just gonna make sure I get both sides. And like I said, I cannot wait to smoke this next week. Should be interesting. Now the key is, I think, especially with this, is I'm gonna have to try to get as much air out of here as I can, get it in the fridge, and of course, go through the process for the next 5 days. Everybody, so today I have a fun cook going down. This is actually the first time that I've done this. I'm basically taking an uncured pork belly from my friends at Porter Road, and I'm going to hopefully turn this into bacon.
The salted pork is particularly good.
I've been brining for about 7 days. I've been flipping it back and forth in the refrigerator, just as some of the directions that I've been reading about, sharing how to do it. I've got a nice combination of stuff in here. I think it's going to turn out really good. I can't wait to share that to you as far as the recipe, how it all came together, and like I said, let's hope this turns out. The family's expecting me to turn this into some good bacon, and you know, obviously I've got to deliver, right?
Happy Bacon Day?
Not only that, today I'm going to be using some of these barrel-proof bourbon barrel chips to give it that little bit of enhanced flavor on the bacon. So basically turn it into a little bit of a bourbon bacon, if you will. Definitely excited about this. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's have some fun. Alright, so I'm going to be taking this hickory smoked pork seasoning to go on this pork belly. Definitely curious to see how this ends up tasting, but I like the flavors on this, and I think it's going to turn out really good. Like I said, I've already basically washed off the brine, so that's not an issue. Now I'm just going to get this seasoned up. let it rest while I get the grill going, and then get this started. I love the idea of the side box on this Blaze Kamado. Really works for cooks like this, especially when they need to be indirect. But yeah, I'm just gonna get these two. I got another little extra cube here that I'm just gonna use. This is kind of like a compressed cardboard, just because I want to make sure I get this charcoal up and going. And this is primarily, as you can see, new charcoal from Prop 6. Some of it's been used a little, but not a lot. And I want to make sure I get that charcoal rolling. So get that going. Gonna be throwing in some wood chips too, so stay tuned. Alright, we're definitely rolling smoke at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and take this pork belly, which will soon be baking. I'm gonna obviously put the thicker side closest to the heat, and then the thinner side obviously away from the heat. Like I said, I've never actually made bacon before, so this will be a first for me. I've made pork belly obviously before. I've cooked that up multiple times, but never done it as bacon. So got this barrel proof chips in there, as you see. That's what you see the smoke coming from primarily. Gonna add a little extra flavor. I'm gonna throw a couple more chips in there just to kind of get this thing going, get this closed up. I see the indirect setup that I got there on the Blaze Kamado. So like I said, this should be fun. I'm definitely excited to see how it turns out, and hopefully it works. So stay tuned. Definitely more to. Alright, so as you can see, we're getting close to getting done on this bacon. I should say pork belly, gonna be bacon. But basically we're at 140, looking for a temperature of 150, and that color looks amazing. So definitely looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Probably won't be cooking this bacon today, but I will be cooking it so you can see the final results. And like I said, so far, so good. Look at that. What do you think? Definitely looks good to me. This is gonna be some excellent bacon. Can't wait to reuse the rest of this. Alright, so I got this bacon set up in this food saver. We'll slice it up tomorrow and we'll cook it for breakfast. Should be good. Without further ado, let's try this bacon. Moment of truth. The bacon's really good. If I had to do this all over again, I would definitely probably try to do something a little bit thinner as far as slices, but just due to the time, complexity, and plus I do like thick cut bacon, I just went ahead and cut these a little bit thicker. But overall, it's still good flavor. Something I would encourage you to do if you haven't tried this before. I can see why people don't do it a lot, because obviously there's a little bit of a complex process to it. But at the end of the day, it's still good. Something fun to do with pork belly. And like I said, it's a great way to use it for breakfast. I'm also, if I'm gonna do this again, I'm probably gonna use it with some different flavors next time, just to try something different. But you know, overall, it was a great recipe. It worked out really good. Don't forget that subscribe button, and obviously let me know in the comments down below what you think. Until then, happy cooking.